All right, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do your document submission. So this will be a document submission for a school that is not the primary grantee. So if you scroll down here to the bottom, we'll see that we've already done our staff management setup and we submitted our logistics already. So we're just going to go straight into our document submission process. So you'll go down here and you'll notice that you only have 18 documents approved. That's because this is not the primary site. The primary site that is going to receive the site visit is this school, Archimedes Academy for Math, Science, and Technology Applications. Now, that school will be the one receiving the site visit, but this school is Aviation High School. And you'll know that because it says my school here, Aviation High School. So you don't have to do anything other than to submit certain documentation um, to TARC admin. So when you scroll down, I just want you to understand the badges. For all programs, that means all 21st century programs, including district grants, CBO grants, and SAC only grants. District only would be only district grants. SAC only would be only SAC programs. And then all sites means that would encompass you. In other words, you are a part of a grant with another school or multiple other schools, and all of the sites within that grant are required to submit documentation. So, certain documentation. So, if you look down here and you see your sections, you have section A, section B, section E, and section G. You don't have C, D, F, or H, which means that there's no documentation in those sections that you have to submit. There's only a few. The total documents, I believe, are like 77 documents. You're only submitting 18 documents, and we only allow you to see the documents that you are required to submit. But when you look at the badges, this will tell you what the badges mean. For action badges, if you see upload required, that means that you are required to submit a document for that indicator. All of these grayed out badges, on-site observation, verbal discussion, and system check mean that those are things that will take place at the site and don't require an upload. So if you see that, that means it doesn't require an upload. So now we're going to go in and look at the ones that you are required to submit. So in section A, you see here where it says in progress, that means that some documentation has already been submitted, either from the primary grantee or the primary school or whatever. And so that means that now you have to go in and submit your documentation. This indicator where it says 0%, that will always say 0% until TARC admin reviewers have approved all of the documentation in that particular section. Once they have approved all of the documentation within that particular section, then that would switch to 100% or whatever percentage it is. So we open this up and we look for the what is required for us to submit. And just like I said, because you are a non-primary site, you're basically going to submit everything because we only show you the sections that you should submit. So here it says required by all sites. You click on the arrow here at the right of the screen, opens it up, and that shows you the buttons where you can submit your documentation. So when you look here, you have your code for your indicator is A3A for safety supplies. And here's it has a description of what you're supposed to submit. Safety supplies are accessible, including first aid kits, fire extinguishers, and so on. Here you have all programs, which according to this means all 21st century grant programs are required to do this particular indicator. All sites means that all sites within this grant are required to submit this particular indicator, not just the primary school that's receiving the site visit. And upload required means you are required to upload it. Now, if you see pending review, what that means is that someone has already submitted documentation. In order to see that, you can go down here where it says versions and open that up. And here you see that Archimedes, which is the primary site, has already submitted two versions of this document, which probably means that they submitted one and maybe they did it wrong and they submitted it again. You'll see under aviation, which is your school, it's saying not uploaded. So that's how you know that you have to upload the document. So you would close this, come here, and just go to upload a new version. So if I click that, and I know I'm uploading safety supply inventory records, click the arrow here. I suggest that you create a documentation folders that has all of your documentation in it before you start this upload process, because then it makes it easy to just get it all done at once. So I open up my folder. I know I'm doing safety supply records. Go there, click safety supply inventory records. Now, one of the things that it will say here is it says, for best results, convert documents to PDF before uploading. That is so that once it is uploaded, if you want to look at the documents, if it's not a PDF, you won't be able to view it here in the browser. It will have to be downloaded to your desktop, and then you can view it that way. That's a lot of work. If you just upload it, convert it to a PDF, you can convert Google Docs, you can convert Word, you can even convert Excel to PDFs. Once you've